Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are going to look at network policies. And if you're working with Kubernetes in any kind of environment, you really are going to want network policies. Policies allow affecting traffic. So you can shape the traffic. You can allow traffic or not allow it. So incoming and outgoing. So incoming and egress, you can control that between namespaces. It's going to be real important if you have like a front end that needs to talk to a back end and they're both in different namespaces. This is probably one of the classic examples of that. So we're going to run through this real quick and just take a look. I've done a lot of prep work to keep it short. So first thing we're going to do is take a look at the labels, the actual YAML to see how they're set up, these network policies. And get show labels. And so we have two namespaces out here, a 1 and a 2, and they have a namespace attached to it. So they have labels. So that's important too. Labeling is also going to be critical to your environment. You're going to want to label. You're going to want namespaces. You're going to want network policies set up. So -a, see what's out there. So we have everything running that we need to in different namespaces. We got a couple. We got 3 pods, one in space 1 and 2 microservices in space 2. So shrink this back a little bit more and take a look. So I have some things set up. And I just want to take a quick look. So this namespace is network policy. The name is NP. The namespace is space 1. So this is affecting space 1. It's egress only to space 2. So if you don't qualify ingress, I believe it's going to allow all incoming. So egress out. This is how we control it. So ports, we're also going to do some NS lookups. So we need to add port 53, TCP, and UDP to allow it to happen. Screen 2, take a look at this policy. On the other side is a network policy called NP in space 2. And it's going to allow ingress only from space 1. So we can control the traffic in this way. So it's very specific. You're going to want network policies set up. So let me clear the screen. I have a couple different ways to validate this test. So my namespaces, my network policies are placed, they're built, and the next step is to see what works and doesn't work. So I wrote a couple scripts that do validate. So we take a look, and they run really fast. So let's take a look at the beginning here. There's 4 tests. The first one is just going to curl from microservice in space 2. Can we curl it? So the answer is true. We can. The next step is to see microservice 2. Can we curl that in namespace 2? So namespace 1, or microservice 1 was first. Microservice 2 is next in space 2. And that's true too. We can curl that. So the next test is just, can we do an NS lookup tester, the service in the local cluster? So yes, we do that. NS lookup does return it. So that's positive. It's allowed. And the last thing is we want to exec into a validate checker pod, a new pod in cube system namespace, curl app1 in space 1. So we do that and it works. Take a quick look at this script here. So here's what it's doing. kubectl. It's execing in to app1 to see if it can do the curl. Same thing with the second test in space 1. Can I exec into app1, curl microservice 2 in space 2? True and true. The third one was the NS lookup. And the last one is, can we validate, can we exec into this validate checker pod in the kube system namespace? and curl app1 and space 1. So all of those are true. Then clear the screen here real quick. Okay. This is the next test is now these should all fail. We're going to exec into app1, curl tester in the default local space 1. So this should not work. The next test is to validate, exec into the validator checker pod and curl microservice 1 in space 2, and then microservice 2 in space 2. They should all fail. The last one is we should default into the, actually, we're going to create a pod called nginx with this image, and we're just going to use it for this one command. We're going to curl microservice 1 and space 2 and see if that works or not. Now, all these should fail because they don't meet the network policy. So, clear screen, run, no worky. These should take a little bit longer to fail. No big deal. So connection timeout, just not working. Connection timeout again. The last one, create this pod, curl microservice 1 in space 2. So it creates the pod, does the thing, and then deletes it, cleans it up on the way in. So basically can't connect, timeout. So that's a good example. It's a real quick video on network policies and how they look, how you can validate them, and you should definitely use them. Thanks for watching.